Hello, I'm Roger, and I'm here with Chip Dog, and we are coming to you from the high desert of central New Mexico. You are watching Multiple Sclerosis. The monster inside me, my story. Okay, welcome back. Today is Monday, Memorial Day, 2022. I'm back in Candyman Studios this week. I had talked about doing my next show on the road. It's been 7 weeks since I've done my show, but I was going to do it on the road for the MS walk. As it turned out, there was just some people who maybe didn't want to be filmed on camera, and so out of respect for them, and I didn't want anybody to feel excluded and stay away from the group. So I wanted everyone to work together and walk together. So I did not do any video from the show as promised. Although I did have Melina sponsored me and took care of all the details, which is great, and I thank her and love her for that. But she did hire a professional photographer, and those who wanted to participate in the pictures were definitely photographed. So we're going to get right into it and show a couple of pictures from our MS walk. And I got to thank everyone who showed up. It was a great Saturday morning down at Village Pizza there in Corrales. We took a short walk, and all my great friends showed up, and I was happy to see my friend Amy and her husband show up. They were on the show probably 3 months ago. Amy was on the show, and we had a good talk, and I was excited to see that she managed to make it. But the first photo I'm going to show you is a picture of me and my daughter Melina, and I was down on the ditch bank, and again I want to thank her for making all the arrangements. The second photo that we're going to see here now is a group photo. The whole group that wanted to be photographed got in the picture, and these people are a lot of the same people that were with us last year, and I love these people. They're all special to me, and I was so happy to have them there to walk beside me. The third picture is I'm a board gamer and belong to a board game club called the High Desert Gaming Society. And all my gaming brothers were there except for Matt. Matt had to work, missed Matt, but that's okay. He would have been there if he could have been. But there's a picture of the four of us who we get together at least at a minimum of every 2 weeks and sit down and play some super intense board games. And so I was happy to have them there along with me. There's a great bunch of guys, and I consider these guys my brothers. So that was super fun. Since I was on the show last, I've had to change some meds. And dealing with neuro meds are really difficult, especially trying to adjust them and coming down off them, basically. And so I made 3 adjustments in the last month or so. So I'm not taking my Kempa anymore. And Kempa was an anti-seizure drug, and I didn't really talk about it on any of my shows, but I had a major seizure that sent me to the hospital. That was at about the beginning of September. And it was attributed to just major brain trauma, because at that point I had major cerebrospinal fluid floating into my head. My head was blowing up like a balloon, and there was so much pressure that it pushed the plate away from the back of my head, and my brain was actually trying to ooze out of this opening here from all the fluid pressure. I think that's what caused my seizure, and that was brutal. That was no fun. But that was the beginning of September, so we're talking almost going on 8 months. So my neurosurgeon agreed that probably Kempa was okay to drop. And then also I was told by the pharmacist that I needed to stop taking my cyclobenzaprine, which is a muscle relaxant that I use to help me sleep at night. I get restless leg syndrome, and it's frustrating sometimes because my legs won't quit moving. So I kind of started taking cyclobenzaprine and been taking it for a couple of years now. And the pharmacist said I needed to stop taking it because of a new medication that my doc prescribed me, and it was for the MS itch. And I did a show on it a couple shows back about the MS itch and how uncomfortable it is to sleep at night. I think that was keeping me up at night. So we dropped the cyclobenzaprine, and I started taking amitriptyline. Anyway, that is supposed to help with my MS itch. And I think if you go to the National Multiple Sclerosis Society website, you could probably find some description of this medication on there, and that's where my doctor went to actually prescribe this to me. So that website is a huge benefit to many people, not just us with MS, but also the doctors who can look on there and see what other doctors are prescribing for this brutal monster of a disease. Well, I've started my medical cannabis crop for this year, and something I never thought would ever happen is I asked my dad to grow some marijuana for me. And 20 years ago, that wouldn't have even been a topic to come up. And I was happy to hear him say yes. He was excited to do it. So I have a couple of plants over there, and I have some plants here at the house, and they will get the close attention that they need. And so I'm really excited about that. That's a good start. Let's see, where do we go from here? I want to mention a little something about Memorial Day, and I just want to make this day a day of remembrance for all those who gave the ultimate sacrifice to give us the freedom that we have now, and which enabled me to put free video out on YouTube, and that's really special. Freedom is not free, and I am really grateful to those who sacrificed their lives so that we could have a better life here, and that's huge, and I just want them to know that we're all thinking about them. I'm going to talk a little bit about a short story about kind of a little bit of summary of what's gone on the last 2 years. So I had to write it all down so I didn't miss anything. I'm sure I left something out, but it's been over 2 years since my life was turned upside down. That's when I was diagnosed with primary progressive multiple sclerosis and a brain tumor on the same day. I call this the double whammy. Since then, I was forced to retire. I've had 4 brain surgeries and a major seizure that sent me to the hospital. I spent 28 days in the hospital, 12 days in the ICU. I lost count at 25 for the number of MRIs I've had, and I feel like I'm playing with house money and nothing to lose. Every day is a challenge. Those with MS know that. With some days better than others. My life has turned into a battle I never thought I would ever have to face. This is a battle that I refuse to lose. This is not the way I pictured my retired life, but I still have 10% of this tumor that's gone into the optic lobe in my brain. The neurosurgeon chose not to touch it, but removed a quarter of my cranium and replaced it with a steel plate or a titanium plate. I want to thank all my family and friends for helping me and being there for me during my times of struggle. It means more than you all know, and I will never give up the fight. Okay, sorry. That's tough to talk about. Okay, so moving on. Today I'm going to talk about heart palpitations with MS and anxiety. And it's something that, anxiety is probably something that all of us with MS, without all means, deal with, for sure. Anxiety is common with MS due to the challenges and certainties of living with the condition. Research indicates that approximately 42% of people living with MS may have significant anxiety, and I do a little bit, just from the comment mentioned earlier about the uncertainty of it. As many as 2/3 of people with MS and anxiety have not been officially diagnosed, and as many as half are not receiving any kind of treatment at all. Palpitations can be a symptom of anxiety or panic attacks and are not usually often serious. If you or your doctor believe your heart palpitations may be due to anxiety, it is important to know that anxiety with MS can be treated. Some meds commonly used to treat MS flare-ups can also cause heart palpitations. They can cause arterial fibrillation or flutter. It's a type of irregular heartbeat, or an increased heart rate, or a slowed heart rate. Okay, MS is known to affect the autonomic nervous system, which controls involuntary functions such as breathing and heart rate. Heart palpitations can be an irregular heartbeat that can be caused by an autonomic dysfunction. So I've dealt with heart palpitations for a long time, and it's never something I ever really discussed with my docs because I mostly felt it at night. And when it came to the docs, I just didn't remember that it was going on. But many people with MS experience types of chest pain known as the MS hug, and the MS hug can feel like palpitations. Now I've had the MS hug and it does not feel like palpitations. Chest pain or pressure in the chest due to muscle spasms in the rib cage. Because chest pain can be a serious problem of heart disease or other health problems, be sure to talk to your doctor if you're experiencing tightening in your chest. And when I was first diagnosed, I had major MS hug around my waist, and it just felt like someone had a weight belt around my waist, just squeezing it. But I don't think that was causing my heart palpitations. And I think next show, I'm going to talk about the MS hug. That's going to be my topic. But so I got to say, the morning of my third surgery, a tech came in and gave me a sonogram of my heart. And when the tech was finished, he said that my heart looked fine. And I got to mention it was a she. And she said my heart looked fine, no major issues to be concerned with. So that was a huge sigh of relief for me, because that's something that I've been dealing with for 10 years. And looking back, I've been dealing with MS symptoms for back about the time my sister died. And it's been 10 years since my sister died from MS. And that was April 30th of 2012. So it's been just a little over 2 years. That was a tough thing to watch. I was there with my sister when she took her last breath, and that was so hard to watch. And when I was told that I had MS, I funneled back to that situation, and it was hard. It was hard to accept. But we're going to go ahead and move on here and think about ending this show. Get back to where my spot was. Okay, so the next thing in line is I want to give a shout out to all my MS warrior friends. Stay strong and fight the good fight. That's all we can do. Do the best you can do. I know some days are rougher than others. I want to thank everyone who showed up for the MS walk. That was super special, and I love all you people, and thank you for showing up. I always talk about the photo behind me. Now this photo behind me, as I here I'll move to the side, is a picture of the Chama River, probably 5 miles below Abiquiu Lake. And this picture was taken off a video that I did when Matt the Southwest Backpacker, and I floated the Chama River. And we had stopped to take a short break and have a cold beverage, and I did a little filming, and I thought this was kind of a cool picture of the river. And that is something that never gets old. I've floated that river probably 8 or 9 times. 2 in the summertime, I think 7 in the wintertime, doing a count for eagles with a longtime friend of mine, Dale Stoliker, who's a wildlife biologist. Those were some cold rafting trips. One night it got down to 12 below in a summer cabin. We did have a roof over our head, but it was super cold. So that being said, thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate it. I want to give a shout out again to all my warrior friends, and fight the good fight. I want to give everyone the opportunity to, if you have any comments, leave your comments down below, and I will respond to them as quick as I can. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe to the channel. I'd really appreciate it. Then when I put out videos, you can get notified, and that way you don't miss a thing. Okay, well, I guess that's going to conclude it for this episode of MS, the Monster Inside Me, my story. And until the next show, I'm going to try to not spend so much time between shows. I had a hard time coming down from the meds and adjusting to the new med, so it's taken me about 2 weeks to do that. I'm finally starting to feel better, so that's why I decided to go ahead and do a show today. So I want to thank everybody for tuning in and watching, and stay tuned for the next show. Thank you for watching.